Om Namah Shivaya. Religion that had spread the world over. Discourse by MahaPeriyava from the book Voice of God, Volume 1. What we call today as Hindu religion was the only religion that had prevailed all over the world in olden times. Since that was the only religion in the world, there was no need to assign a name to it. It is my view that because of this, there is no name for our religion in our basic texts. If we look at any old archaeological researches, we find several features of our Vedic religion in other countries. For example, there is an archaeological find in Egypt. It is a document relating to a treaty entered into between two kings 1300 years before Christ and has been dug out. In this, it has been stated that the witness to the treaty is Mitra Varuna. Mitra Varunas are Devatas mentioned in our Vedas. About 70% of the names of places in Madagascar seem to have Sanskrit roots. There is relationship between Ramesses, a royal name, and our Rama. In the southern hemisphere, there are similar symbols of our religion. During our Navaratri, there is a festival in Mexico. It is called Ramasita. Wherever the earth is dug, Pillar idols are found. Before the Spaniards entered that country and captured it, the old inhabitants there were called Aztecs. This is a distortion of the word Azteca. In Peru, exactly at the time of Holy Vishu, first day of Chaitra, people perform pujas in the temples for Surya. They are called Incas. Inan is a name for Surya. Are we not calling Rama Inakulathalakan? I have seen in a book Spencer Killen, Native Tribes of Central Australia, pages 128-129, pictures of Australian tribes dancing naked. Below the picture, the caption given is Shiva dance. I examined it carefully. On the forehead of every one of the dancers, a third eye had been drawn. In Borneo Island, a huge forest was considered as virgin forest, where no one had entered since creation. When researchers entered it and made research, a document was found which had been written in letters similar to our Grantha Lipi. The document contains the following information. A particular king performed a particular yajna. The Upastamba was planted at a particular place. He gave away Karpaga Vriksha as gifts to Brahmins. This is called Yupa inscription of Mulavarmam of Koete. It is the same Englishman who ridiculed our religion who found out these things and publicized them. There is something more than all this which occurs to me, and I shall tell you. It may look funny. The Sagaras dug up and went down to Patala Loka in search of the Yajna horse. The ocean that was formed then came to be known as Sagar after their name. Finally, they found the horse near Kapila Maharishi's ashram. Thinking that he had stolen the horse, they subjected him to cruelty. He stared at them and with that one stare reduced them to ashes. This is part of the Ramayana story. If we take America, which is exactly opposite to our country as Patala, Kapilaranyam, which is there, may be California. Kapilaranya distorted as Kaliparnaya and now California, just as Madurai has become Marudai. Close to that, we have Horse Island and Ash Island. One another thing also occurs to me regarding Sagara and Sagaram. It is said that Sahara Desert also was a sea once. I am inclined to think that Sagaram became Sahara. Seeing that all over the world there are relics of our religion, researchers say that some of our people went there. People of that country came here. Several interchanges took place. To me, it was only one dharma that existed all over. It appears that these relics are of those who have lived there from the beginning. Looking at the evidences that have come up, which are within the period of recent history, within about 2000 or 3000 years, researchers say that Indians had moved to these countries and either wiped out the civilizations that existed there and introduced Hindu civilization, or those civilizations were absorbed into Hindu civilization. But there are relics of the Orthodox religion 4000 years old or even more in several countries. In other words, even as civilized life started in these countries, these aspects of the Orthodox religion were already there. A separate religion for the Adivasis of these countries appeared only later. Thus, in Greece, an ancient religion came up in which big temples were built and people worshipped at these temples. In this religion also, there are aspects of our Orthodox religion. In the period before Christ, Semitic and Hebrew religions were there in the area where Christ lived. In these religions, there are aspects of Vedic religion, including a kind of Varna Ashrama division. The aborigines of Mexico follow different religions. They have also seen divinity in different aspects of nature and worshipped them as different devatas, similar to what is said in the Vedas. These aborigines also have a lot of rituals. Today, none of these religions has survived, including that of Greece, Hellenic, which had peaked to its zenith. In all these places, it is mostly Christianity. Right up to Japan, through Central Asia and Eastern Asian countries, Buddhism has spread. In many places, that's Islam. In the forest of South Africa, among the original inhabitants of the place, the religions being practiced are their original religion, say the researchers. Even in such ancient religions, there are aspects of our Orthodox religion. I shall give an example. Before that, I shall refer to one another matter. When philosophical truths are explained, it is the usual practice to present them in the form of stories. Only then ordinary people can understand them easily. They cannot digest philosophical truths as they are. Either they should be given a story form or should be introduced into a ritual, and people should be made to perform such rituals. It is only when religious rituals are performed the philosophical truths they symbolize will be understood. In saying this, I am not one with those who argue all rituals are symbolic. It is enough if the inner meaning symbolized by rituals is understood. There is no need for rituals. A ritual by itself does have power. In the same manner, I do not say the stories of Puranas only explain high truths, they should not be taken as real events. In fact, they are all noble narratives of what had actually happened. At the same time, they themselves show us the philosophical truths. In the same way, they all have philosophical meanings in rituals that yield immediate benefits and then give the mental power that does not seek any reward and gives us merit. But over a long period, such stories or rituals get divested of their inner meanings, which are the philosophical truths, or they may be forgotten altogether. In foreign lands, when religions developed without relationship to the Vedic religion of thousands of years, this is how the orthodox philosophical truth got completely changed. Om Namah Shivaya. We shall see the continuation of this discourse in the next post. Om Namah Shivaya. Hara Hara Shankara Jaya Jaya Shankara. Kanchi Shankara Kamakoti Shankara.